not because of his staggering height of 5 feet 7 inches. It's because he makes the tallest buildings in the world, including the current tallest building. Penthouse sold a couple of years ago, 14,000 square foot, 5-bedroom for a cool $20 million. So it started home for somebody. Over to the right, eyes up, cameras up, you'll see the twin iconic corncob towers of Marina City. Now, these are pie-shaped apartments, each with their lobed balconies. I got a buddy who lives up there. Little difficult to furnish a pie-shaped living room, but it is possible. Now, here's its story. In the early 1960s, practically nobody was living in the city center business district of downtown Chicago. And there was a Chicago architect named Bertrand Goldberg. He was kind of a social scientist of his generation. He wanted people to live in the city's center like they did in Europe, where he studied. But there was no infrastructure for residential living downtown, so he had to build this self-sufficient, autonomous city within a city where you can live above your luxury yacht. Y'all got one of those, right? Live above your valet parked car. Live above your own restaurants, grocery store, movie theater, office space, dry cleaner, bowling alley, ice skating rink. Truly a city within a city, an intricate dream world. Over to the left is our Riverwalk. Now this Riverwalk's just a few years old, has been a game changer for Chicago's relationship to this river, bringing citizens down to the river as never before. You get citizens this close to the water, they get a lot more concerned about the water quality in the ecosystem, so it's actually good for the river. Over the left, you see the bottom of this white granite building with the mirrored glass. As it comes into view, follow it all the way up to the top, lock the sun up there, and you'll see what looks like a Greek temple up there. The name of the style, neoclassic. You take something classic like the Parthenon, remake it with new materials, clarifying key proportions, a classic 30-degree pitch in the roof. This particular building, designed by the late Ricardo Bofill from Catalan, Spain, one of the few international architects represented on the river. You know, here's some orienting vocabulary for y'all. The part of town to your left is called the Loop. You may have heard that term. Let me explain it. Our subway system, the trains are called the L because they elevate, and they literally make a loop in the core business district downtown. So the city center is called the Loop. People are living in the Loop now. Crazy. You know, Chicago is located here because of this river. Mid-1800s, this little Chicago River was the waterway that connected the East Coast to the Mississippi River. And that's back when things were shipped by barges and schooners. So lots of merchandise came through Chicago, and it's been a hub of commerce ever since. Planes, trains, semi-trailers coming through Chicago. And it's a city that respects its architectural heritage. Here's an example. Look at the Wells Street Bridge. Look carefully at the lamps and handrails. This bridge is charming and vintage and old school and antique, except it's only 10 years old. It's an exact replica of the rusted 91-year-old bridge that it replaced. Brought in on barges over a long weekend, jacked up, bolted on, good for 91 more years. So if the Wrigley building, that very first building in style we saw, was looking to this handcrafted European-style cathedral past, our second architectural style to the right, Art Deco, is pointing to a machine-made American future. Here's what you'll see in an Art Deco building like the Merchandise Mart. You'll see deep inset windows make these soaring vertical racing stripes that draws your eye up, stair-step setbacks, polished Indiana limestone, precision repetitive patterns, and decorative metal on the outside of the building. These buildings were made for a different generation. This is the late 1920s. That's the Roaring 20s, the Jazz Age, a time of prosperity, luxury, airplane travel, sophistication. They wanted an architecture that expressed that optimism, and architecture was just that. Because each generation takes its cultural values and expresses them on 3 dimensions. We're decoding these old buildings, right? Eyes up, cameras up. As we come onto the bridge, we're coming into Wolf Point, where you're going to see 360 degrees of amazing. It's beautiful. This is kind of the trophy case of Chicago architecture. Everything you see around here is new within about the last 5 or 6 years, including the Salesforce building, that just opened a few months ago. Beautiful building, took about 4.5 years. I think it took a while. Over to the left, everything's new except for this one to the sharp left. May look contemporary, but this is from 1983. Excellent example of contextualism. The curve of that reflective glass building not only imitates the curve of the river, but it reflects and flatters the context. Contextualism. By the way, one of Chicago's favorite buildings, because this is where Ferris Bueller's dad worked, in that iconic Chicago documentary based on true story. We're here at Wolf Point, the junction of the 3 branches of the Chicago River. We've come down the main branch. We're turning now. We're going to go up the north branch a little bit, then back down the south. Wolf Point is the origin or the cradle of the town of Chicago. 1830s. This is where it all started, with a trading post and some taverns. Gotta start with taverns. Over to the left, see the curved office building, parabolic slice out of the top and bottom. We're taking a survey because a little kid 2 years ago looked up and said it looks like a Hot Pocket. Doesn't it? Now, others think it says it looks like a McDonald's cherry pie box. That makes you hungry either way. The next building, see this peach-colored box right in front of the boat? Fulton House. The oldest we'll see on the river was built in 1898. Now here's its story. In the first half of the 1900s, Fulton House had no windows because it was a giant cold storage freezer building for the meatpacking business. They would bring barges of beef from the cattle stockyards on the south side, freeze it in the giant freezer, and then offload them onto the refrigerated train cars right behind and shipped across the country. 1970s, meatpacking business goes away. They say it took about 3 months for this old building to thaw out, as they cut through those 3-foot thick walls to make the balconies and windows. They discovered the walls had been stuffed with matted horsehair and cork. That's what they used as insulation for the styrofoam. Over the right, the bridge exposes how these Chicago-style bridges work. Think of a teeter-totter, a seesaw. That's how much of a concrete counterweight you need to balance this much steel. All the other bridges work on that same principle. Over to the left, look at the interesting triangular-shaped postmodern river cottages. The third of the 4 residential units sold $2.25 million a couple of summers ago, but it's an awkward building. You're like living in an attic. It's kind of goofy. In fact, in 1989, when Harry Weiss, the architect, made these, people thought he was kind of crazy. And it's not just for the unique shape of the building, but for even having cottages on the north branch of the Chicago River. Why would anyone want to live up here? But he helped Chicago change its attitude and its behavior towards the river. It's been cleaned up significantly since then and become both recreational and residential. You see some really nice townhomes right here to the left. How we doing, guys? You enjoying this so far? Okay. Here's what's going to happen. Our Captain Curtis is going to go up here and do the first of 3 U-turns. This time we're going to head down the South Branch. Much more fun stuff to see down there. I'm going to get off the mic, walk around, see if you got any questions, make sure you can hear okay. Good time for you to chat among yourselves, maybe meet your neighbors, head downstairs, see Olivia at the credit card bar. Beer, wine, mixed drinks, anything you want, she's got it. We'll get started in just a little bit.
scary on the bridge. Like, I mean,